Hey friends, it's Martin here again, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, sunny, gorgeous day here. Again, let's talk about Facebook. Let's talk about Facebook marketing. You know, I personally brought nearly 100 people to the business using Facebook. Oh well, Mari, I've got the smell, I've got the windows open and Mari is cooking pumpkin curry and the smell is coming through here. And where was I? I've got so many people who come and ask me, like, can you share the principles that work actually on Facebook? Can you share with me what I should be doing? And often I would share some of the principles and I will share here on the video as well, but people would take it, they would go back and they would start practicing that, let's say 20, 30 conversations a day. They would do it over a period of a week or 2 or 3 weeks and they would say, it doesn't work, it's not for me. Yeah, it doesn't work. But why do we assume that Facebook marketing would be different than any other form of craft that you can develop? For example, when you initially take a guitar and you start playing, your fingers will be hurting. I mean, at least that's what I had. My fingers were hurting. I was making this crazy noise that no one wanted to listen. I thought it's a music, but no one wanted to listen. And even after a while, like after an hour, I would have a headache myself because it was so bad. But after a week, 2 weeks, you kind of, you get into that point of conscious competence where you know that you have to press it in a specific way to get the specific notes and kind of, it's somewhere going there, but it still sounds quite bad. But after a month, 2, 3 months of like consistent practices, you get to a point that you're pretty good. And why do we assume that marketing on Facebook would be different? It is all about making those tiny little distinctions. Yeah, it's like let's compare it with, imagine myself. So I just explained how I was like learning to play guitar, with going to a concert where you pay a couple of $100 to watch one of the masters who plays in an amazing way. Just sit down and you watch and you are transformed. You are transformed. You just see this human being. I mean, he's like beyond human being. His hands are kind of connected and glued together with the guitar, and he's making this music that is just out of the space, and he's transforming you because he's so good. And it's a real pleasure to watch that. And when we watch that, we think that he is not a human being. We think that he is just, he was born that way. But often, behind his talent, there are hundreds and thousands of hours of practice. And I just want to invite you to take this perspective, to think of Facebook marketing as a craft that you develop, as an ability to converse in a specific way. I want you to think about that if you look at the master, somebody who is doing that in an incredible way, this person will have those tiny distinctions, these little changes, these little strategies that they would be comfortable and they would be connecting with people in a specific way. And if you practice those principles daily and if you connect, later you can do any business online because you will be able to solve the problem. I explained to you probably you've seen some of the previous videos, the 4 steps that you build a rapport, identify pain, provide a solution, and then you suggest to take that solution. And each of those steps, it's like we can talk forever, but basically there are so many options. Obviously you would have basic script, but I want you to go outside the script, a little bit like a good actor, who initially, a little bit like I did the videos previously, I would have this long script here and I would be trying to memorize that. And when you see a very good actor, he's having a script, a very good speaker, he has a script in his head because he practiced, rehearsed so many times, but when he gets in front of camera, when he gets in front of the audience, he just flows. And I want you to get to that point. You have a script first because it helps you, but then you go outside of the script. And let me share with you 2 powerful principles that are often neglected. And if you apply these principles, you will double your results. You will have so much fun with that. First principle, share a real story. Learn to share a real story. Learn to connect with people being authentic. And learn to share the vulnerabilities. Because I've noticed, I attended once private training with one of the legends in the wrestling industry. He invited me over to visit him in San Diego, in his house. And most of the time, I would think that I assume that I would be learning principles about how he built a business, but to a high degree, high percentage of the time, would be sharing his vulnerabilities, his mistakes, and he made lots of them, and he shared with us openly. The vulnerability is power, and is often taken and held back and protected, and people feel ashamed, embarrassed, and they don't want to be sharing some of those stories. A little bit, just to give some examples of people who have used that in a powerful way. You know, Oprah Winfrey, you know, she has said that story so many times. She was raped by her own father. She miscarried at the age of 13, and she had lots of abuse. It's a powerful story that people will connect with her, will be drawn to her, because she communicates in this powerful way. Tony Robbins, I mean, he speaks about having 4 fathers and growing up in that environment of confusion and lots of mistakes, and that's something again that lots of people would be able to relate to. I've recently done an interview with Laura Parrish, lady who openly shares her previous addiction to alcohol, how she struggled and she battled with this addiction. But right now she rose above that, and she uses that. I mean, she shares that story. She's authentic. She's not trying to build this persona of somebody that she is not, but she is connecting with her own self, who she is inside. Dave Sharp, another example, you know, drug addict, alcoholic as well, living on streets, things that people normally would feel ashamed. He shares that openly. You know, your story is your greatest assets. So it's very important to be able to connect with people deeper than just at the skin level. If you share your vulnerabilities, if you share who you really are, if you share your experience, this is something that will connect people with you in an incredible way. And second principle that I just want to invite you, I like doing that as well myself, and people did it to me, and actually it played a big part, is being able to challenge beliefs. That's a second powerful principle, if you use that. Because often people are locked in a bubble, and I've seen people, like, sometimes I would have a Skype conversation or Facebook conversation, and people would share their own beliefs, kind of trying to come across competent, trying to be trying to deliver the message with certainty, but they would share so many limiting beliefs, and they would kind of require to nod along. But when you get to think about this, I mean, this story, this thinking is keeping them stuck. This thinking is keeping them where they are. The same as my current thinking would keep me where I am right now. So I invite people to kind of burst the bubble, to be able to burst that bubble that I'm able to see at another level. So that's very important as a coach, that often you would do it politely, you would ask for permission, and you would burst the bubble. I will often say, like, when I have a chat with somebody on Facebook and people say, hey, I'm doing this business, this business, this business, this business, and how is it going? Are you able to generate full-time income? Yeah, kind of. And I will ask, can I be upfront with you here? You know, from my experience, juggling equals struggling. Yeah, sorry, but I mean, that's my experience. And often when you see people sending you links and trying to join business, instead of getting angry because they don't build a relationship, they don't know, they have no idea who you are, but they try to get you to the business, what I would do right now, challenge them. So, hey, thanks, I'll be happy to learn about your business, but just curious, how is the strategy on Facebook working for you? Are you making any money? Because from my experience, this doesn't work. And some people would be humble enough and they would ask for help. And you can help them, you can solve the problem. Some people would decide to continue with it, and that's fine enough, because their mindset is not ready, they're clearly not ready for that. So the first principle, practice that, be real. Prepare your story, you know, think of some vulnerabilities in your life, something that you would like to share. And second, challenge beliefs. Have the guts and challenge beliefs, because that's the way we help people. That's the way, you know, like if somebody is going through some crap, and if you just kind of hug them and I'm here to support you, and yes, you know, he's bad, and you know, I really fully agree with you. Our role is to challenge that with love, but also be open and direct, and just deliver and burst the bubble that's keeping them stuck where they are. So guys, underneath this video there is a link, so click on that link, put your email address and watch the video that might change your life and apply the principles. And this video will powerfully demonstrate real story and connecting. Yeah, it will powerfully demonstrate also bursting your belief, certain things that you will look at your life from a different perspective. So it will help you to burst the bubble. It will help you to engage and connect much deeper than just at the skill level. So click on the link below, put your email address, watch the video, and see you inside. Bye bye.